Ever notice how the mess around you makes the mess inside you feel heavier? Sis, science proves it. Clutter raises stress hormones. And for Black women carrying so much already, that impact cuts deep. But here's the good news. Your home doesn't have to be perfect to bring you peace. Today we're talking about 5 simple steps to design a calming home that restores your energy and protects your wellness.
Recent studies show that 80% of Black women report experiencing burnout from carrying emotional labor at work and home, yet only 30% feel they can openly discuss mental health. Today, we're exploring why emotional wellness isn't just self-care, it's survival.
Those statistics really hit home. And you know what's interesting? Research shows that Black women are half as likely to seek mental health support compared to other demographics, even while experiencing higher rates of chronic stress.
Well, that's exactly why we need to break this down into actionable steps. Let me share something that happened recently. I was sitting in my parked car after work, completely overwhelmed, when I realized I hadn't taken a full breath all day.
That feeling of holding your breath. It's like we're constantly bracing for the next challenge. What did you do in that moment?
So I pulled out my journal and wrote one word: tired. Just that single word held generations of weight. And here's what's fascinating. Studies show that even brief emotional labeling can reduce amygdala activity by up to 50%.
That's such powerful data about the science behind naming our feelings. It reminds me of when I was at work last month, and a seemingly routine email had me in tears.
You know what's interesting about that? Research shows that Black women experience what's called racial battle fatigue, where small triggers can release built up stress from chronic microaggressions. It's why breaking the silence is literally step one for our emotional wellness.
And that connects directly to boundaries, which honestly felt like a foreign concept to me for so long. How did you start setting them effectively?
Well, I developed what I call the energy tracking method. Every time I say yes to something, I rate my energy afterward on a scale of 1 to 10. What I discovered was fascinating. Saying yes from genuine desire averaged an 8, while guilt-driven yeses averaged a 3.
That's such a practical way to measure the impact of our choices. And speaking of practical tools, can we talk about how technology is reshaping emotional wellness for Black women?
Absolutely. There's been this incredible rise in culturally specific mental health apps. Studies show that Black women are 30% more likely to engage with wellness tools that specifically acknowledge their lived experiences.
That makes so much sense when you consider the historical context of mental health care in our communities.
Right. And here's what's really interesting. Research indicates that combining traditional therapy with digital tools can increase emotional wellness engagement by 65% among Black women. It's about finding what works for you.
That reminds me of the power of emotional check-ins. I've started doing these 3 times daily, and it's been transformative.
Let's break down why that works. Neuroscience shows that regular emotional check ins actually strengthen the connection between our prefrontal cortex and amygdala, improving emotional regulation over time.
So what you're saying is, we're literally rewiring our brains for better emotional wellness.
Exactly. And when we combine that with protecting our peace through digital boundaries, the impact multiplies. Studies show that reducing social media exposure by just 30 minutes daily can lower anxiety levels by 25%.
That data really supports my no scroll Sundays practice. It's been such a game changer for my mental space.
And here's what's fascinating about that. Research shows that implementing even one regular digital boundary can improve sleep quality by 40% and reduce cortisol levels significantly. But it's not just about the numbers, it's about creating sustainable practices.
Speaking of sustainability, how do you maintain these practices when life gets especially challenging?
Well, I've learned to think of it like building muscle memory. Studies show it takes about 66 days to form a new habit, so I focus on small, consistent actions. For example, I use the 4-7-8 breathing technique during my morning routine. 4 counts in, hold for 7, out for 8.
That's such practical advice for making these practices stick long term.
And before we wrap up, let me share this powerful statistic. Black women who maintain regular emotional wellness practices report a 45% increase in overall life satisfaction. Remember, your peace isn't just important, it's essential for survival and thriving.
And every small step toward emotional wellness is an act of revolution and self love.
Exactly. As Maya Angelou said, nothing will work unless you do. So start where you are, use what you have, and remember, your emotional wellness is non negotiable.